Hello, today we're going to be doing some Gruyere problems. So let's get to it. In this case, we're going to do a cross-site script, so this would go under the injection category. So the first thing we do is we actually just have to make a username and a password. And it's telling us that it's not secure, so that we actually shouldn't give it any real stuff. And that's fine, because we just need to remember it just long enough to do the flags and stuff. So I'm just gonna type in some QWER for the username and ZXCV for the password. Although you can do whatever you want. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, right? It's not exactly a secure password that I used. All right, let's sign in. And once we log in, yep, okay. We are given access to making snippets. Here are some snippets by Bree. So as you can see, it's just like basically just like little posts. And we can make our own snippets. So let's do that. So this is pretty much exactly how you would think it is. You just enter whatever you want, you submit, and it's added to your snippets. And you can go to your site, and it shows on here. What we could try to do right now is just try to do a script over here and see if that'll just work and allow us to use JavaScript right off the bat. And as you can see, some HTML is supported in the snippets, for example, bold, I, and etc. Etc. is not actually a thing. It's yeah. So let's see if this works. And if it does, we should just get an alert when we submit and look at these snippets. And as you can see, it doesn't really work. Let's refresh it. So one thing we actually have to do as well is make sure the HTML is supported. In this case, a script is not. So we can go ahead and try to make a new snippet. For this one, we're actually going to use an image with a source from, which is just a flamingo. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we do this. And as you can see, you're able to use pictures, and that's a huge flamingo. So now that we know that, we know we can actually use the images. And so what we could also do is we can give it a bad source. So instead of this, we can give it something that doesn't exist. So like that most likely doesn't exist. And then we can do it an on error. So since this source isn't real, it's going to throw an error. And in here, this is when we can actually do some JavaScript. So for example, if I just do alert 1, it should make an alert. And as you can see, it does not. Okay. Did I spell it wrong? I did, okay. And as you can see, pretty much just doing this, you give it a bad source name, and then in the on error, you can actually put the code that you want in JavaScript, and it'll run just like that. Thanks.